Hi, I'm Pedro from Coffee Park, and today we're looking at the Rocket Giotto. Let's get into it. The Rocket Giotto. Now this machine is an old favorite. It's very well known and symbolic to the Rocket brand. Now the Giotto is a heat exchange machine, meaning that you've got a boiler with water, but the coffee water actually goes through a heat exchanger out the group head to make coffee, and then your hot water tap gets the water from the bottom of the boiler and your steam tap from the top of the boiler. What that means is you can make coffee and steam at the same time, but there is a correlation between your steam pressure and your temperature of your brew. So the group head's actually 4 kilos, or just over 4.05 kilos of chrome plated brass. Because of the brass, one, it's got a thermosiphon inside, so when the water's traveling through, it heats up the group head and you get an even extraction as the water goes through. Now, in saying that, it takes a while for the brass group head to heat up, and now this is the same with all E61 group head machines, not just the Giotto. As it takes up a while to heat up, you actually need to turn on the machine, and it generally takes probably like a good half an hour for it to be at optimal temperature. Now, the machines do get to pressure in about 15 minutes, but when the brass group head isn't at the right temperature, you get a bit of temperature loss going through the head. So you really want it to be at around 30 degrees after starting. Now, talking about temperature, with this machine, they've actually used 9mm end plates on the boiler. They're brass end plates, lead free, and they're nickel plated so you don't get the oxidation. They've insulated the boiler and they've run a PID controller, which they've actually hidden behind the drip tray. Now that's a really nice feature because I really like manual machines looking manual and then hiding the electronics. So you got the best of both worlds. So with the machine, you got a 1.8 litre boiler and a 2.5 litre water reservoir. This machine is the V, the vibrating pump. So basically you have a pump that vibrates. It's almost like a little water pistol. When it gets current, the spring compresses and releases and pushes the water or pulsates the water through. It also is available in the rotary pump version, which is like a commercial setup where you've got an impeller and a motor that pushes the water through, and you get a slightly nicer espresso out of it. It also costs a little bit more. The nice thing about the rotary pump is it is a little bit quieter and you can plumb them in. So on this machine, you can't actually plumb it in, but on the rotary version, you can. So in saying that, on the rotary version, it's still a 2.5 litre water reservoir, but you don't have to use it. You can plumb it in, and it's quite simple. You pull the reservoir out, flip the switch across, and it becomes plumbed in. So this particular model, being the V, is a vibrating pump, which effectively was a traditional Giotto. Now, you've got the cool touch steam one and hot water tap, so they go warm and not completely hot, making it easier to touch and a little bit safer. In saying that, the group head is still hot, so it's a nice feature, but one that really doesn't change the game all that much. One thing that is nice is the feet are adjustable height. Now, this makes a difference sometimes where if your bench or if you're putting on a trolley is not particular level, to help getting an even extraction. Otherwise, when the machines don't sit perfectly level, you sometimes tend to get a flow one way or the other coming out of the spout. So it's a nice thing to have. Once again, not game changer, but really nice to have. So the element on this machine is actually 1200 watts, meaning it's a 10 amp machine. Most machines are 10 amps. There's a few exceptions to this rule, but you'll tend to see the ones that have bigger elements or that have twin boilers with 2 elements, they use the computer to cycle through. So at the end of the day, it doesn't make too much of a difference. One nice thing about this machine is it's almost hidden in the plate in the face here, but it's got a digital shot timer. So you always know how long your shot's running. Now, they haven't made it a big flashy screen. They made it really simple, just so it's there so you can watch it. But really, you should be watching your shot more than the actual time. One other feature it's got is if your machine is not being used for over 90 minutes, so an hour and a half, it actually shuts it down, cuts it off, so you'll see the green light flashing. So that green light can flash for 2 reasons. Either it's shut down because you haven't used it in longer than 90 minutes, or it's out of water in the reservoir. Quite easy to work out which is which. Generally speaking, it's because you haven't used it, but if you start operating it still flashing, you just need to put some more water into the water reservoir. Simple and effective. It comes with 2 portafilters, a double and a naked. They used to come with a single, but Rocket has really noticed that people were buying the nakeds aftermarket or secondary and not using their single. So they've just thought, we'll just do a double and naked and keep everyone happy. It comes with a tamper. Yeah, in saying that, I'll probably use this as a paperweight and buy myself a real tamper. Sorry Rocket, but not a big fan. It comes obviously with the baskets, a USB key with information, a cloth to clean down your machine, some cleaning tablets. Now they're actually made by Cafetto, which is a brand that we carry, great product, and a simple group head brush. Once again, I'd probably be getting rid of this brush and getting an Espresso group head brush, which we'll cover in another video. Makes your life so much easier. But yeah, apart from these two, which I'm not a big fan, great set of accessories, perfect machine, and a machine I've got a soft spot for. It's actually a machine I've owned many years ago, an older version of it. So I don't know if it's because of that or because Rocket sponsors cycling teams and I'm a big lover of two wheels, but I really do have a soft spot for this machine. Thank you for watching the review on the Rocket Giotto. If you've got any questions on this machine, feel free to leave a comment below and we'll get back to you. Or jump on our website, which the link is also below, and it'll give you a lot more information on this Giotto and other Rocket machines. And if you've enjoyed this review and want to see more reviews, we're dropping reviews weekly. Hit the subscribe button. You've heard it before, you know what to do. Thank you.